So check this out, my website got hacked the other day. And so this brings up a tool that I always wanted to show you guys. Let's check it out. What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I want to show you guys a command line utility that allows you to visualize your website traffic in real time. So whether you're a webmaster, a systems administrator, or just curious about your website performance like me, GoAccess is an essential tool to have in your arsenal. Now in this tutorial, I'll walk you guys through the process of getting started with Go on Ubuntu server 22.04. And I'll be assuming that you already have Apache installed. And I wanted to cover everything from the installation to generating custom reports. And by the end of this video, you'll be equipped to monitor and analyze your web traffic effectively. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty details, let me take a moment and explain exactly what happened. So a couple days ago, my web server was hacked. And some kind of way, the threat actors put a PHP file on there that downloaded various files on my server. And I believe they were used in some sort of a phishing attack. And from the research I did, it looked like they used a vulnerability that's in WordPress, because I have a couple of WordPress sites on my server, and I believe that's where they actually got into it. And so I found GoAccess, and I remember using it a long time ago, or playing around with it a long time ago, but I never really had a need to actually look at the logs in a better way. I'm just so used to looking at the logs in a normal way, just running the tail command or catting out the log files. Well, I said, hey, let me go on and try GoAccess again. And that way I can see a visualization or a representation of the traffic on the server, so I can kind of track down what was causing my server to go haywire. Because I also didn't tell you that it was using up a whole bunch of resources on the server as well. Like the CPU usage was at 100% and the RAM was just at 30. So I was definitely thrown for a loop. And so I just was looking through logs, looking through files, and I kind of narrowed it down to a specific file on the server. And so I went through and got rid of it. But I'll be monitoring the traffic on my server over the next couple of days just to make sure it doesn't come back, or they had some form of a backdoor to get back into the server and do this all over again. Also, this was pointed out to me by a subscriber, so shout out to you. I'm gonna pop you up on the screen. Good looking out for letting me know that my website was down. And like I said, this server, I host multiple sites on, including my own personal site. And so if one website is affected, it'll affect every website on the server. And so like I said, I got everything fixed now, but I said, hey, let me show you guys this tool. And like I said, it's GoAccess, and it's basically a versatile web log analyzer that offers real-time insight into your web server log files. And you can visualize the website traffic, track user activity, which was something I was very interested in when I was looking through the logs, just trying to see where the traffic was coming from. And you can also get like statistics about the web server's performance in general, which is definitely what I needed. And so let's go down and hop over to my virtual machine so I can show you guys how to get Access installed, and then I can show you guys how to run the reports on it using the Access log files on the server. And I'll actually log into my main server where I ran into these issues that this tool helped me solve. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm logged into my Ubuntu 22.04 virtual machine, and the installation process is straightforward. And all you have to do is type sudo apt update. You want to update your system every single time you install a new piece of software. You want to make sure you run your updates, that way it'll refresh your repositories, and just make sure you get the most up-to-date package. And so just run the updates command, and then sudo apt install, and then GoAccess. And just so you guys know, it's in the main repository for you. And a lot of other ones as well, like other distributions, it's in that main repository. But all you gotta do is install it. This is the way you install it on Ubuntu. So let's go down and press enter, go down and get it installed. And this server is running Apache, and we could check that out by running which and then Apache 2, and that'll let us know that we have Apache installed. And just so you guys know, if you guys need any more information, I've done videos showing you guys how to set up Apache. But if you go to the IP address of this server, you'll see that we have Apache running. So this is my internal network, so I'm gonna just copy this IP address, and then let's switch over to my browser right fast and type in that IP address, and boom, as you can see, Apache is running. Now this won't give us a lot of good information because Apache was just installed on this server, and what I mean by is GoAccess doesn't have enough logs to actually work with to give you a clear picture of what's been running on the server. And of course, the only thing that's running on the server is the index.html file, which is the default page for Apache once you get Apache installed. So it's really not many connections on this server. You probably just see one, but I just wanted to go down and run it on here, or at least show you guys on a fresh install how to get GoAccess installed. And then I'll show you guys on my actual live production server that I have running in the cloud that manages all my websites that I have. So let's switch back over to the terminal right fast, and let's go through and show you guys GoAccess. So first thing I want to do is show you guys the version. So you can type GoAccess and then -- version, and that'll give us the version of it. As you can see right there, this is version 5, and it also says for more detail you can go to the website within your browser. And let me show you guys this right fast so you guys can see the information that's available to you on the website. And so I just went on and switched. Let me switch over there, and this gives you a representation of what it actually looks like if you have some information on here. But this is where you go to get the information about the actual application. They have a live demo, and then also you can check out the features, you know, get started. There's a download page. You can get it download. You can download the Tor file, the command page, and this goes through everything dealing with the command, which is what I'm gonna show you guys on here. And so let's switch back over to the terminal. I wanted to show you guys just a simple command over here, just showing you guys how to actually use it. Now, what you need to do is find the Apache access logs. And if you don't know where they're located, I'll show you guys right fast. But Apache, and this is on pretty much all the servers, they're located in the same location. And I'll just go over there right fast. I'll just cd to that directory, but cd var log and then Apache. And this is where the logs go for pretty much most applications that you install on the server. You'll find them under var log, and then there will be a folder for that specific application, and then the log files underneath it. And I'll just tab it out right fast. Well, actually, let's go to it and let's run lsla, and it'll show us all the logs. And what we're looking for is the access log, because that'll give us a clear picture of who's been accessing the server, you know, as far as the websites that are on that server. And so let's go down and run our GoAccess. So let's type GoAccess, and then all we have to do is type the log that we want to actually look at. So I'm gonna just type access.log, and then you have a couple options in there, and I'll show you guys one of the ones I typically use or I've used in the past, but that is the --log -format. And there are a couple different ways you could format it, and I'll just show you guys this one right fast. But combined is the one I want to show you guys, and this will combine all the virtual hosts and give you kind of like a summarized report. So let's go down and press enter, and that'll bring you to the dashboard with the overall information about the server. Now, as you can see, not many requests, but it breaks down everything up here at the top, and I'll just kind of walk you guys through it. But total requests, unique visitors, which is just one, which is me, you know, requested files, refers, valid requests 5, log parsing time 1 second, static files, log size, so that's just the size of the log itself, failed requests, and a lot of this is all good information, you know what I'm saying. And then also the source with right here, which is that access.log that we specified to actually run the command against. And if you scroll through here, you'll see a whole bunch of you'll see all this information up here broken down into different categories. Like for one, unique visitors per day, including spiders. And it was 5 hits so far, which this server was installed today, and I'm the only one that's been hitting it, as you can see up here by the unique visitors. And then also requested files. So just some information about that. And then the static request, and this is that Ubuntu logo, you know, different files that are on that actual HTML page that is pulling up. The favicon, then the visitor's host name. So this pulls up my IP address of my actual computer. So this is where I'm coming from on my local network. And as you can see, all those hits came from that same IP address. And then let's see, operating system. So it kind of looks and figure out if what type of operating system that's hitting it. And as you can see, Linux there. One says unknown, which I don't know what that could be. Now the browser, it kind of even pulled up the browser. So it says I hit it via Chrome, which I did. I hit that server via Chrome. Time distribution, and then referring sites. So this points to the IP address of that server. Let's see, HTTP status code. So this is all based on the codes. If you guys don't know about HTML, there are a bunch of codes based on what happens on the web server. It'll display the site, or let's say, I know you guys have seen code 404. That's typically the one where there's an error on a website. So that's what that's doing. It's breaking down those status codes for us. So 3 of them are success, and then 2 of them says client errors, which I don't know what that actually could be. But down here at the bottom, there are some options in the menu. So help, you can hit the question mark there. And let me go down and hit that right fast. And this will just give you some information about the actual application. It's basically the man page. It'll go through, give you the keys that you can use in order to make changes to this, or scroll through it, all kind of stuff, you know, basically the key bindings for the application. So you can hit Q, that'll get you out. Then you can also press enter, as you can see right here, and that basically expands the panel. And you probably won't see much information on this one. Like I said, this server doesn't have anything on it, but it kind of expands and shows you a little bit more information if it's there, if it's some there. And then last thing is the quit. That's how you get out of it. So Q, all you have to do is press Q, and that'll exit out of the log file. So let's hit Q, cleaning up resources, you're good to go. Now let me run it without that formatting, and just so I can show you guys what it'll do when you run it without it. It'll actually ask you what type of formatting you want to use for it. So NCSA, combined log format with virtual host, common log format, which is what I used. And all you have to do is go in and select it. By default, it'll use that because it thinks you're using this towards just normal log files that you would see on a server, like for Nginx or Apache or something like that. Then there's another one, common log format with virtual host, W3C, CloudFront, Google Cloud Storage, AWS. And basically these formats are based on files that you'll typically see there. Like as you can see, I selected the Google Cloud Storage, and here's the log formatting for it, as well as the date format and the time format. And you can adjust this. I'm not gonna go in and adjust it, but you can adjust it based on your needs. So just letting you guys know, but it could be a little bit difficult, especially if you don't understand, you know, these options down here. They basically mean certain things. Like for instance, this is the hour, let's see, date format, so the day, and then you got your time format, so hour, minute, seconds. So, and this is year up here. So it all depends on, you know, what type of log you're looking at is what you'll use. So if you press enter on this, it'll, you know, run through and use that as well for us. So as you can see, we got that same report back up. Now let me go down and quit this right fast and show you guys how to get a HTML version of this same report, which I think is super cool. So I'm gonna press up arrow, I'm gonna go back up here to the combine, and then what I want to do is output the file or the actual report to a file name. So let's go output, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna output it to the location where I can open it up on the web server. So output space, and then the location is var, and I may need to run this using sudo privileges because I think that directory may have sudo privileges there. But output var www, and then I think it's HTML, and then we're gonna name that file to reports.l. And let's go down and press enter, and let's just see if it works. If it doesn't have permission, yeah, we may have to do it again. So we can run this as sudo which is fine. Or you could, you know, output it to your home directory and then copy it over there. But I'm gonna just run sudo because I don't care on this system. So boom, we can run, type in our sudo password, and it'll output it to that location. So let's ls that directory so you guys can see. But for www and then html and press enter, and you'll see we have a report.html. So let's go over to our browser right fast. Go back over there, go back to our Apache website, and then what I'm gonna do is add at the end of that IP address reports.html and press enter, and that'll pull up the actual file that we put on the server. So as you can see, that's super cool. You can see the HTML version of that file, and it looks very good. You know what I'm saying? You can change up the theme. You know, you got different panels, display tables. You could change that. You can auto hide on small devices, horizontal, widescreen, vertical, and then file output options. So export as JSON, you can actually export this to a JSON file, which is super cool, I think. And you can also export it, or you can do the output put to JSON as well without actually, you know, pulling up the report. You can do that directly from your system. But as you can see, this is super cool to actually see. And to be honest, you can like run a script every day that can pull this log, and you can just check it out, you know, daily, and put it in a location on your web server, and you can just go to that site every single day and check it out. And so now let me hop over to my real machine so I can show you guys some of the logs that you will see on a actual web server that's been running for a while and get a good amount of hits and all that good stuff. So now I'm logged into my server that's running in the cloud. This is actually on Google Cloud Platform, and this version of Ubuntu is 20.04, which is still supported. I just haven't upgraded this server, but this runs my websites that you guys go to. So docs.keepitechie.com, as well as like keepitechie.com. I think that just points to a link type of app that I got up there. And so this server, like I said, this is the one that actually got hacked. And let me run through and check my server again just to make sure it's still, you know, running fine. And as you can see, yeah, my processor is, or CPU is not maxed out, and I have 2 cores running on this thing. I'm gonna quit though, but I just wanted to check it right fast and show you guys. But it was maxed out to like 100% on the CPUs. And so if you guys know about these cloud platforms, they charge you based on the usage. And so if the server, it would have been running for a long time, which it ran for like 3 days, you know, hitting 100%, the price will go up, you know, per month. Like this server I run in the cloud that runs all my websites, and I have like multiple websites on here. I believe I have like 4 or 5 websites running on this one server, all virtual hosts. And I only pay about $8 for this server, which is super cool. I don't know if you guys know about hosting, but hosting is very expensive. This is a cheaper way of actually hosting a site. Now once you get traffic or whatever, you can up, and yeah, the price will go up, but I pay about $8 a month at the most. And that's on a, you know, a good month when I have a pretty decent amount of traffic, because it's typically around like $6 at one point, which is super cheap, you know what I'm saying? Now I already have GoAccess installed on here because, like I said, when I was doing my troubleshooting, I actually used it to look at my log files. So let's go down and run it against my log files on here. So all we have to do is type GoAccess the exact same way, and then our log file, which is under var log Apache, and then access logs. And then let's do our formatting. So -- log -format, and then combined, and let's go down, press enter, and there we go. We can go through and select the common log format, which it normally skips that. I don't know why, but as you can see a little bit more information. As you can see, total requests 8,000 is steady going up. The unique visitors 100. My log size is 1.5 megabytes. And so about 8,000 per day according to this, and that's including spiders. If we go down here, requested files, so you can see, you know, some of the requested files, the static request right there. You'll see a whole bunch of different data there, but no found URLs. And as you can see, some of those files, so I think my server is still being kind of hacked, or maybe that's the old, that's all old logs within the file. So that's the actual PHP files that I saw on the server, and I had to go through and remove. I had to find a lot of this stuff and remove it from my system. For some reason, however they got in my server, they were generating these PHP files, and they all look kind of weird. You can kind of tell them. So I had to figure them out and remove them. And that's why I don't like WordPress. WordPress, you can keep it up to date and all that stuff, but there's constant vulnerabilities for WordPress at the end of the day. And so I've opted to go for a static website design where it's just HTML files, and that's pretty much it, a little bit of CSS. And so it's very hard, or it's not impossible, but it's less likely you'll get hacked. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's just a strictly static website, HTML and all that stuff. And I don't have to worry about a database, so the website loads a whole lot faster. So, you know what I'm saying? I use Hugo for anybody that's interested. I did a video on Hugo a while back. But here's the IP addresses or host names, IP addresses, whatever it could find on the systems that hit. And as you can see, a lot of those requests were coming from internal. As you can see, 127, that's the server's home address. And then we got other IPs that it hit from. So, and then let's see, operating system unknown. That's because the majority of it came from internal. Time distribution, refer URLs, referring sites, HTTP status code. So as you can see, we had a lot of requests. And to be honest, I fully don't understand what they were trying to do. It doesn't seem like it was really working, whatever they were trying to do. I believe they were just trying to do some type of phishing attack by building out a site and link it to a good site. That way they can point people to that to gather information and push that information obviously over to them, not to me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that pulls up a lot of good information, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of pointed me in the right direction of some of the files. See, that's why I wanted to go back up here, like not finding PHP files. I had to go through and start searching for them and find them and remove them. And I believe I got them all. Some stuff may still be there. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more cleaning, but I at least got it to the point. And I also changed permissions in certain areas as well, just to lock things down a whole lot better. And I also changed ownership on certain things. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully that gives you a tool you can use to kind of manage your own servers. But congratulations, you have now learned, how to use GoAccess to analyze your web server logs. And with GoAccess, you have a powerful tool at your disposal to gain insight on a lot of that website traffic, and therefore you can make informed decisions. And that was the whole purpose of me showing it to you. I just had to use it today in order to figure out certain things, and that's points to those informed decisions, you know what I'm saying? So you can make changes to your server or configure it a little better, or remove malware or rogue files that are on your server, and then also optimizing for performance if you need to. And so thank you for joining me on this tutorial. And if you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with others who might benefit from it. And also please subscribe to my channel for more tech tutorials like this one. And if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I love hearing from my viewers, and I'm definitely here to help. Now, until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and of course, keep it techie.